Hi, my name is Anna and I live in Chicago. I am married and have two sons, Christopher and Timothy. I was born and raised Catholic, and when the children were young, about 3 and 6, I started going to a Bible church and I would say became a Christian. I built my faith on through the Bible, through His living Word, and I grew stronger and stronger. It was very important. They came with me to church. They went to different camps. I wanted to teach them what I was learning, and then when they were old enough, they can make their own decision and choice of how they wanted to practice their faith. I did not understand it, number one, because it was never in my life. I knew what the Bible said, that it, to me, what I was taught or what I understood, that it was wrong and that it was a sin. You know, I would not condemn somebody, but I just knew it was wrong. You know, I was driving along and coming back from a family vacation, which was just with him and his brother, and I'm driving down the expressway going 70 miles an hour, and he told me that he was gay, and I flipped out, literally, that I couldn't understand. I didn't even believe what I was hearing, I was hurt, I was angry, unhappy, obviously, but I can't even explain the emotion that I felt, but I felt. It was probably like the worst thing that could ever have happened. To me anyways, because at that time it was just, when I found out, it was all about me. And I know it was coming from Chris, and he was telling me, he was trying to reach out to me how he felt. However, all I felt was that I didn't have anything in common with him anymore. He wasn't, I was losing him as a son. One of my fears was that Christopher would go away from God. I didn't know where to go. I know that I prayed every single day. I would go on long walks. I tried to hear God's voice as to how I was, what step I should take. I was trying to find a reason why it happened. I wanted to find, put the blame on a cause or a reason, and I could not find anything. So I think just being lonely and being hurt and angry and depressed all at once. I didn't know who to talk to because there really wasn't any. I belonged to a large, very, very large church, and so I didn't have a personal relationship with them to where I feel like I could go talk to them. I was also afraid that somebody was going to judge me or my son. I didn't know enough about it, so I read, and I don't think there was a lot online at that time, but I just reached out to different organizations to find out, why. I was trying to find a reason, so that I can fix it, because I'm a fix-it person. Little things like asking him questions about, how he was feeling and what things meant, or where I could go to find out how to understand more. And then my hope was definitely in God's Word. What kept coming back to me was that, how much do you love your son, Anna? Or do you love your son? And I found that was the most important thing. And reassuring wise, my son wrote me a beautiful letter after the fact that stated how much he loved me. And I think that was affirming to me, to know that that our love still is intact, and that it would continue to grow. And so I gave Christopher to God. And, I found that God loved him more than I could possibly love him. And that gave me a huge amount of peace, knowing that, because I know that if he loved him, he was going to do exactly what he wanted with Chris, and he was going to direct his path to where he wanted him to be. Just, you want somebody to take the pain away from you, and that's not really possible. But if I had somebody to talk to about it, or express my concerns, or finding out what direction to take, I think that would probably be the best. That would have been the best thing, because there was no direction. I had to take my own direction, and I didn't have a Marin Foundation to go to. I didn't have any friends I could talk to about it. Instead, I hid behind all that. Well, our relationship has grown stronger than ever, and I've seen Chris go back to the church after many years of feeling like the church, he was afraid to walk back into the church. And I've also seen him grow in his faith. I've grown in my faith tremendously. I have more of an acceptance for people in general. I meet so many of Christopher's friends and your friends, and at the Marin Foundation, and I am blown away at at just the caliber of people and their goodness, and the experiences that they've gone through. So I just look at everything so differently than I did before. He made arrangements for us to go see the symphony downtown, outside, and he went and picked up a bunch of food and wine, and he invited his friends, and it was such a relaxing time, and it was fun being with him and his friends, and that makes me happy, being with him.